Hello friends, welcome to the third video of our Node.js series. In this video, we are going to building a chat application with Node.js and Socket.io. First of all, Socket.io is a JavaScript library for real-time web applications. It enables real-time bidirectional communication between web clients and servers. Now I want to give you a quick overview about what we are going to building. So first I want to start my server by writing this command. Then I want to open my port 3000. In another tab I also want to open my port, and this is our chat application. First you can see here create username, so you can write your own name, then press submit here. Then you can see here say something. Inside that I want to chat here, I am fine, then press submit here. Then you can see here a username with his chat is added here. Now in another tab I also open my chat application. Here I want to create a new username called John here, then press submit, and you can see here Joel is also online, so you can chat here, hello, I am John, and you can see here our chat is added. Then inside my Joel pod you can also see here John is also added. So in this way you are going to chat with each other. Now if Joel close his server, then you can see here inside my John server, you can see here Joel is now offline by removing the Joel username. So this is the quick overview about what we are going to building with Node.js and Socket. So let's start our coding first. Here I open my text editor, and inside my Node.js I create a new folder called chat.io because this is our chat application. And let's go inside that chat.io folder. To get our package.json file inside my chat application, we have to write here npm init. The full form of npm is node package manager. The package name is chat.io. I want to press this default, so press enter here. Then version also 1.0.0, then press enter here also. Description, yes, this is simple chat application. Then entry point, instead of index.js I want to write here server.js. The name is up to you. Then press enter here, enter, and inside the author tab you can write your own name and press enter, enter, yes. And after enter you can see here package.json is automatically added inside our folder. So now let's add some dependencies inside our package.json file. And first dependency is socket.io. To get the latest version of our this dependency, we have to use this syntax. And the second dependency is Express. This is also JavaScript framework. Now save this file and write here npm install to get these dependencies inside our project folder. Now the process is complete, and you can see here node module folder is automatically added inside our project folder. Now I want to create a new separate file called server.js. So first include our express module. So write here where express, you can write here constant instead of this variable. Then require express module, then write comma here because I want to continue on the thing we need to initialize. Then first of all, inside app variable, I get this module, and inside this server require our HTTP module, http.create server, and I want to pass this app variable here. Then I want to also include my socket module, so require socket.io, and here listen this server variable, so right here server, and then we have to include our port. So tell this server.js file whatever the port we include by writing this listen command, server.listen, then process.env.port, or I want to use this 3000 port. You can use any port like 5000, 4000. The name is totally up to you. Then I want to console this. This is for just testing. So right here server is running. Then we need to include a route here. This is for our home page. So right here app.get, for home page right here only slash. After that go inside this function, and inside function our request and response is also added. Inside this function I want to pass a index.html file, so send file and call directory name plus our file, that is index.html. So I write here index.html. So we have to create this file first. Save this program, and inside our project folder create a new separate file called index.html. So our file is created, and this index.html, this is for only the user interfaces, and inside the server.js file we have to write here directory name. So now again save it. So now let's create our user interface. To create user interface in this video, we are not going to build with Bootstrap. I write a new HTML command and CSS command by our own. So start with writing some basic HTML stuff, ending this HTML tag. Inside that, first we want to include head, then inside head first I want to include title, and after head we want to include our body. Now inside body I want to add first division, and the class name is I want to call, instead of class I want to use id here, and the name is container, and this division is for this command username. Now inside this div I want to create another div, and the id of this div is I want to call names wrapper because this is for username. Inside this call this h2 tag here, and chat IO. After that, inside this paragraph, write here create username. Then add a new form here. The ID of this form is username form. Inside this form, I want to write here input method and type text, and I also want to write size here called 35 and ID is username. Then for button, type is equal to submit and value is also submit. Then I want to create another div. This div is for after you click on the submit button. Let's add a new division inside our container class. And the ID for this div is main wrapper. And inside this h2 tag chat IO, close this tag. Then for chat, I write this div and here chat wrapper. Inside this, call another div, and this is for chat window. So I write here name chat window for easily understanding. We are not adding inside this div because this div is automatically added with our server file. Now inside this, create a new form. ID of this form is message form. Remember, this division is for this username, and this message form is after you click on submit, you go inside this form, and this whole new stuff by created by this manage form. So inside this form, I want to type input and size 35 also. ID is message, then placeholder, and here I want to write say something. Close this tag, and for button we have to write here input type is equal to submit and also value this, then close this form tag. Now inside this main wrapper I want to write another div, and this is where all username will be. And ID is user wrapper. inside that a div for our users. Now close this div tag. Not going to put in this, it will be generated automatic by our JavaScript. Now save this. Now let's add some our CSS stuff by style here. Inside title I want to write here chat.io, and for styling this write this style command. First body and background is light gray, so for light gray F9 F9 F9, yes. And after this for container class width is 700. The styling is totally up to you. Margin is 0 auto. We are doing this for our chatting app looks very attractive. So inside our chat window div, height is 300. Then for main wrapper div, first I want to display none here. For our chat wrapper class, float left, then add a border here. I am not going to deeper inside this CSS because this is not a HTML or CSS video. So I want to speed up this process. This is 1 pixel and color is then border radius 10, then background is like dark gray. So here F4 F4 F4, then padding is 10, and for this user wrapper class we also gonna be style something. I want to copy this stuff, then after that I want to add margin left 20, then width is 150, and margin, sorry, max height here 200. Now for names wrapper class, if you don't want to do this boring stuff, check my description. I added my GitHub code there. You can open there and paste inside your text editor. So now inside names wrapper, press Ctrl V, and here I also want to add margin left. 20. After that, for our input, we have to write here height 30, then border is 1 6, and yes. Now save this, and to open this pod we have to write here node server is running. Now open your pod. You can see here our user interface is added successfully. Now let's doing some message stuff by using that socket module. So right here io.sockets.on, and by default when the sales socket client is loaded on our page, it begins connecting a socket for you automatically by using this on command. Then for connection we have to write here connection and passing our function that passed by our socket. And for just testing we have to write here console.log socket connected. This is only for testing. Now save this. After testing, for send message, write here socket.on send message. This is our event, and we call our function by passing the data. Then I use this emit command, and this emit command will send the message to all the other clients except the newly created connection. So remember our quick overview. We create two separate pods for Joel and John. Both the client chat with each other by this emit command, because this emit command will send the message to all other clients. So inside that write a new event for message, and inside our message I want to pass data. Now save this, and inside my client side I want to add a new to script, and this is for jQuery because inside this project we are using jQuery syntax, and this is for our socket.io so that we can actually interact with our server. So we are using jQuery, so add a script here. Inside that the dollar symbol is for jQuery. You have to brief overview about what is jQuery, and function, this is for socket connection. So variable socket io.connect. So by using this connect we passing this function value to our server side. By using this connection and this connect, this link with each other. After that let's add some variable with jQuery. First variable name is message form, and this will get the value of our this form input. So write the form ID here, that is message form. another variable name is message. The name is totally up to you. And this will get the value of our input. So id of that input is message. Now for this division chat window, we fetch inside another variable called chat. Here I want to pass chat window. Now whenever the form is submitted, we have to call a new function by using this command. Message form is submit, then pass the function with event. After that event call, that will be set to default. Now what we want to happen after submit, we want to emit that send message event. So write here socket.emit and message. Remember on server side we have that send message command. So after submit, that will catch it and emit to a client with the new message along with the data. Now inside our index.html file, in addition this, we want to send along whatever passed into the form. So write here value. After that we want to clear that form. So write here message dot well empty string. Now under all of that we have to write here socket dot on and here pass new message. So whenever our client will emit this send message event in our server side, this function will automatically open. Inside that the data will fetch with this new message event. So inside our index file we have to pass a new function for fetching data. And after that the chat will append. Whenever the new message is coming, the chat will append and chat will show automatically with this data message, and the new chat will be in new line. So press here br command. Now save this. Now close the server with Ctrl C and start again with Node server and open the browser with port 3000. After that you can see here socket is connected because this socket io.connect and this connection is linked. So whenever this variable is called, this will go inside this function and print here socket is connected. Now inside our browser write here anything and you can see here chat is added or append automatically. Now username is not show here, so let's do that stuff. First of all, cut this display none from this names wrapper and paste here main wrapper. So now save this. This is the original location of our display none, and terminate the server and start again with node server. Now you can see here create username instead of that default page. So here I want to add a new event called new user with this on method, and that function holds the data and callback. So write here data and callback. Here we use two parameter because we don't want to allow same username at a time. So let's add a array here. Name the array is usernames because this is empty, and inside this function we want to check that. So if usernames or index of method we use data that not is equal to 1, sorry -1, because this want to check with the end of the array. Inside that, if the username is same or not found, then callback is false, and write else command here. So if the username is added successfully, we have to pass the callback true, and we have to pass that data into our socket.username. Then we want to append that array, so we use here usernames dot push method and append that array with our username. And then I want to use a new separate function method by using this update usernames command. Cut this parenthesis and add here. Now use this update username function. So function update usernames and emit and pass the array that is usernames. So we pass that array with a whole new function. So by this method our new username with added inside that existing username. So remember, by using this method our new username John is added on our existing port. Then here I want to use disconnect socket. So remember, whenever Joel is close his server, the username of Joel is automatically removed from John server. So write command here socket dot on and disconnect function that passing data. If socket doesn't have username, then we want to return, and here we want to use this splice method. The array name is usernames. So user names index of socket username, and we also want to delete a existing user that is 1. So by using this splice method, that one user will automatically remove, and after that we have to update our function. So call here update usernames. Now go inside our index.html file after saving this. Inside that we want to add a couple of new usernames by adding a new variables. So write here variable user name forms. This will get the username form id that placed here. Then another variable for users, use that dollar sign. Users id. Then another variable for username that will fetch the username that place here. After that, adding another variable for our error. Now to grab username, instead of this message, I copy this. This is same like message. So instead of message form, we want to grab our username. So write here username form. After submit, that will go to prevent default method, and here we want to emit new user instead of this send message. After that it will go the fetch the value of our username instead of message. Then after that pass the function with the parameter data. Then here if data is passed, then first I want to show create username tab. I don't want to allow that chat box. So here names wrapper class is hide first, because first we have to create user. After that it will show the chat box. And here main wrapper class is show. And if data is not fetched, then the username will be same. So we have to pass that error. That username is taken. Now save this. Now create the div with the id of this error. So above the username form, I create a new id for use error. This is automatically generated by the JavaScript. We don't want to put anything inside this div. Now remember, here we want to display usernames. So we want to add a for loop for that username. So use on method, and this is for usernames array. then function data. I create a new variable for this called HTML. First of all, this is empty array, and we use that for method, and I is 0 and I is for length. Then we want to add or show usernames. So plus is equal to, with that I and the username in our new line, so we have to add br. After that, we have to put that inside our users. Now save this. Now to get this username behind this message, we have to pass a username with that data.message field. So here I want to create a new separate id called strong. This is a basic HTML stuff. So here I want to pass user, then close that tag. Like that. And in our server side, we also have to pass username with that message. So here user socket username. Now save this and start your server again. Open your browser and write here localhost 3000, adding another port, and inside this I want to write new username Joel, and inside this new username for John. And here you can see Joel and John both are online. Inside of Joel port, right here, hello, I am Joel. Then you can see inside John port also the message of Joel is got here. Then John writing here, hello, I am John. Then you can see here message is append successfully and username is also see here. Then if we create a new port here, then the message of that two thing is not show here because the username is created now. So you enter in this group now to write here a new username for, I say the name is Tony, and enter here. You can see here Joel and John is online, but the Tony username is added now, so he cannot show the message that they do here. So but if now Tony say here, hello, I am Tony, you can see here the message of the Tony is get successfully. So this is our simple chat application that we made by Node.js, Server.js and jQuery syntax. Remember, this is not advanced chat application because inside this project we doesn't add database stuff. So this is a basic chat application that we made by Node.js, Socket.js and you can say jQuery. So by doing this project, if you got any error, you can check my description. I also added my GitHub code there. You can simply copy and paste inside your project. And I hope you like this project and my new video. If you want to show new video more and more, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. So bye bye.